Hello, it's me. This is my second video. I'm at home right now. I just mowed most of my lawn and I raked up a bunch of the grass clippings. This is not a normal occurrence for me. Normally my fiance does it, but I decided that I need to get more exercise in anyway, so I decided that I was going to do it. It's really hot out here. I think it's definitely over 90 degrees. It's very humid. But I guess I figured I would record this right now, so that way, since I'm gonna be recording my progress, kind of see, just bugs won't leave me alone. See like my progress between now and later on when I reach some of my bigger goals. But right now I'm very out of breath. I'm super sweaty. Not as out of breath as I thought I was going to be, because I've actually been a little more active than I used to be. But I'm still, I really want to go in. I want to pour water in myself. I guess I'm just going to go take a water break really quick. My yard's not that big. I don't know if you can see back there. It's not that big. So the fact that I am kind of already over it, I think says a lot. These bugs will not leave me alone. All right, I'm gonna go in before I get eaten alive. And I will, I don't know, update later. Bye. Hello again. So I just wanted to hop back on. Kind of get into like the gist of why I started this channel up again in the first place. So basically, I'm 25. I have been overweight, obese my entire life. I've always had an issue with it, obviously, like being upset about the fact that I'm obese and overweight, and I was bullied heavily all throughout school. I didn't have that many friends, so basically like the normal fat girl sob story in school. So it's kind of been a struggle my whole life. I had a very toxic environment that I was in also growing up. So that definitely didn't help. Didn't help with like my self-image or anything like that either. And like I grew up with a mom who didn't really cook. We grew up on government assistance, and since my mom didn't cook, we didn't always eat the healthiest things. The way that I grew up with food was my comfort, and it was kind of like a love-hate relationship, because the food was the one thing that made me happy and made me feel better, but it was also the thing making me fat. So yeah, so also I'm kind of scattered-brained, but also the other thing was we did not always have food in the house. This is something I've gone over with my therapist, and how I discovered that I had a binge eating disorder, because we went from not always having food in the house to my mom having a daycare in our house and always having food. An abundance of food that I was not used to, and since I wasn't always being monitored like I should have been or having proper meals, I would binge once, even to the point of like getting sick, and then I continued eating. Didn't find out till recently that that's actually a binge eating disorder. It's not funny, but so that's kind of how I went down like the road of self-discovery. I still have the binge eating disorder, but it's not nearly as bad as it was like when I was younger. I used to eat like a ton of food. Now it's not as bad. I've been able to contain my binge eating for the most part. It's been kind of hard some days. Some days I really feel like I want to just I guess I ran out of space on my phone. That stinks, but I got rid of the loud noise in the background. It's my very loud window air conditioner. So anyway, back to what I was saying. When I like get the urge to binge, it's this really... My cats are looking at me really weird. They're looking at me so weird, like, why are you talking to yourself? Anyway, ADHD brain, distracted. Why are you looking at me like that? What? They're looking at me weird. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I get this really, like, deep... It's not a pain, but it's like this pit feeling in my stomach, that I need that specific food that I'm craving right now or I'm going to die. And not like literally die, obviously, but it's like, I don't know how to completely describe it. It's an emotion, it's a physical feeling, and it is usually emotion related. Usually if it's like something happens, like if I have a panic attack or something, because I have pretty severe anxiety. Hi, Eliza. That's Eliza. And the black one, I don't know if you saw her over there. Her name is Alice. Anyway, back to what I was saying. They're looking at me so weird. Okay, so yeah, it's usually emotion related. If I have like a panic attack afterwards, it's like the only thing that will make me feel better is food. Usually it's like Taco Bell or something like that. But I'm coping. Before I would just completely binge, usually on like fast food or ice cream. And it kind of got to the point where I was binging every day. I would eat like normal meals. I would snack a lot throughout the day on like completely unhealthy foods. And then late at night, I would just like right after dinner, my kids would go to bed. My fiance would go to work, and then, because he was working nights at the time, and then I would just order DoorDash and have whatever food and a ridiculous amount, not like a ton, but like more than one person needs. Usually more than one entree, and I would eat all of it, sometimes past like the point of being uncomfortable in my stomach and like I'm overly full, but I would still continue eating until it was all gone, and then I would hide the evidence, like shove the trash from whatever I ordered like deep in the trash so nobody knew, because I was ashamed of it. Like, I don't want anyone to know that I'm eating that much food and having basically 2 dinners and like binging really late at night. I didn't want anybody to know that, so I would just hide it. And I kind of realized that it was becoming more of an issue when like my weight started ballooning again. Like, I hit the highest weight I've ever been, which was 366, like I said in my first video, if you saw that. So that was kind of like the start of a turning point, but not quite. The next time that really hit me and really made a difference was we took the kids to the carnival, like 30 minutes from our house. And like, I knew going there that I was not going to be able to go on the rides, because I just know. I knew that there were some rides that I couldn't fit on when I was in high school. So if I couldn't fit then, I'm definitely not going to fit now, because I weigh a lot more than I did then. So I went into it knowing that, and I told my son that he's 5. So I was like, you're going to be able to go on some rides by yourself, all the kid rides, but you're not going to be able to go on the bigger rides because you're not tall enough. And even the ones that you are tall enough for, you need a grown-up to go with you. And I just can't. And he was really upset about that, because I should be able to do stuff like that with him. Like, there were other grown-ups on this ride and on these rides that he would have been able to go on if I had gone with him. He was tall enough to go with a grown-up, but I couldn't go, because I just was too big. The only thing that I could go on them with was the carousel. And even then, like, I was holding my daughter on the horse, and my son was on the one next to me on the other side. And the whole time that I'm holding her on the horse, his horse is like hitting my side and my stomach because I'm too big to be even in between them, which is really sad. And like, I was already upset about it while we were there, but it wasn't until like my fiance had taken pictures of me with the kids, like on the carousel and just in general, like with the kids at the carnival, even videos, and I was looking at them and I was disgusted. Like, I couldn't post them anywhere. Right now my profile picture is one of those pictures from the carnival, on the carousel, and I really do not like that picture. The only reason I put it on there is because it has me and both my kids, and I'm glad that I have a picture of both of them. That doesn't happen very often because usually I'm the one taking pictures of them and I'm not in it because I don't like the way that I look. So I wanted to use that one, not only because it's all three of us, but also because I really want to show kind of like the changes, I guess. So like, that's the start of my journey. That's where it starts. It's real. That's me. As much as I hate it and as much as I don't like to look at it, that is me now and where I'm starting in this entire crazy journey. So after that, I really, I let it settle and I got really upset about it. And I don't remember if I binged or not. I probably did, but it was then that something like just clicked in me and I was like, I have to do something. I've gone through this before where I was like, I need to make changes. I need to lose weight, but it's always been about just losing weight and counting calories and stuff like that. And while that stuff is important, I was depriving myself, or I was lying to myself about how many calories I was actually eating. And you're not going to lose weight that way. Or I would get into it so quickly and go so hard that I would just quit within a week. Or after losing 10 pounds. And then if I gained a pound, I would binge because I was upset about that number on the scale. So I had made the conscious decision that I was going to make lifestyle changes, not go on a diet, not just like exercise, but make changes, because I do not want to go the way that I was going. I'm doing much better now. Still at the very beginning of my journey. I still struggle with, the scale. When it fluctuates, I get upset, but not as upset as I did before, because I know now that it's normal, and it doesn't mean that I'm doing anything wrong, because I've been very good about staying like underneath my calorie deficit. I was doing a consistent exercise routine. Right now it's kind of on hold because we got COVID, so I had to recover from that, and there was no way that I was exercising with COVID because, oh my God, just walking had me feeling like I was gonna pass out. So anyway, I'm just now starting to get more steps in. I have a Fitbit. I'm starting to get my steps back up again, and just kind of ease myself back into it, just like I did the very first time that I started this. So that's kind of where I started, and I'm right now, I was 20 pounds down. I'm fluctuating again, so I'm back up 2 more pounds. But I'm sure that it's going to go down again because I've been doing really good. I very rarely am having things that aren't good for you, but it's important for me to have a little bit of those things, like very small amounts here and there, not every day like I used to do. It's important for me to do that, so that way I'm not depriving myself so much that it's not sustainable, and that I'm not binging because I'm not allowing myself to have any of those foods, and so then that's all I want. I'm working really vigilantly to not have that happen because I really don't want to revert back to what I was doing before. I want to be a success story. I don't want to be another failure like I have been in the past. So I guess it's kind of leading me into my next video. I'm going to make another video because this is going to be way too long. So I guess if you want to see that, you can go over to the next one. It will be on my channel once this is posted. If anyone's still watching, I know I kind of ramble, but I really wanted to start to get into like the nitty gritty of things. So yeah, also another thing I want to touch on is one of the most important things for me right now is trying to find alternatives for foods that I really like and would binge on, like ice cream. Ice cream is my biggest thing, and I've always had this like obsession with ice cream. I have a very big sweet tooth. It's not good for your teeth and not good for your body. So, but I've always, I don't know, that's just been my biggest thing, especially when like once I stopped working, because, well, I mean, I do DoorDash on the side, but technically I'm a stay-at-home mom. My cats are destroying my house. Technically I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I'm doing DoorDash on the side to bring in an extra income. You can never go wrong with that. So, so once I stopped like my regular job, because I was working at a home daycare, before I quit back in January, after that, I was home. I was obviously like doing stuff with my kids, cleaning the house, but not nearly as active as I was before, because I was taking care of multiple children and doing way more housework at somebody else's house, including, and then also mine. So I went from moderate activity to none, almost none. Because being at home with your kids is a lot more chill. And then also eating moderately healthy, eating what the kids eat at the daycare, and not snacking as much. And so I went from all of that to just eating whatever I want, whenever I want, because I have access to it. I was getting Walmart delivery groceries, so I wasn't really going anywhere. I was just stuck at home with the kids all the time. And the one thing that's always there to keep me company and keep me busy is food. So one of my biggest things is late at night, even whether I was binging or not on fast food, I would get Ben & Jerry's. Fish food is my absolute favorite. And I would eat an entire pint. Just sit here and eat the entire thing, which is like 1,300 calories, something like that, which is insane now that I like pay attention to that stuff. But at the time, it's like, who cares? I want this ice cream. I would sit there and just eat the entire thing. And now, as an alternative, I was buying the little pints that are like Halo Top and stuff like that are like 300 calories, something like that. But I would still sit and eat the entire thing, which is not much better. Like, yes, it's 300 calories, but that's 300 calories you could be using to eat actual nutritious food that's going to help your body in some way. Because you eat all that ice cream, and then you're going to be hungry again in an hour because there's no, like, sustenance to it. So I replaced that with Greek yogurt bars. I do not binge on those. I think the most I've had at once is 2, and they're 100 calories each, which is still, you shouldn't be eating 2 at once, but that was like a one-time thing when I really wanted to binge. So yeah, it's like little changes like that, and like just replacing all the bad foods you really want with healthier versions and not just eating the unhealthy food all the time. I'm new, obviously. I'm not a professional. I don't know if you should take advice from me or not, but I'm just speaking from like personal experience. So I'll be making another video about a little more into my journey, because there's going to be more coming rather than me just dieting and exercising. It's more than that, and I will get into that in the next one. I do not have enough space on my phone to keep going, so I need to edit this video, and then I will be recording another one. Thank you for still sticking around. If anyone is still here, thank you for watching the entire thing. I appreciate it. I need all the support that I can get in this journey, because sometimes I feel like I'm alone in it. I do have one really good friend that's going through it with me, so I appreciate her also. But I would also be glad to share my journey with anyone else if it can help anyone else. There's gonna be hopefully a lot of good information, experience, learned lessons, I guess, trials and tribulations, things like that. So my cats are being crazy. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.